It's a broken culture, it's a broken society, and hip hop is hurting things. But I also want to talk to you about something I've realized. Even if Black Americans are aware and know their history, right? And you can get Black conservatives who understand the history much more, who understand, the ills of the left and what the left has done. But still, in that regard, they bring to the conservative side the same bad habits that I was hoping Black conservatives would be abandoning. And what I'm talking about, number one, is conflict resolution. Black Americans do not know how to resolve basic conflicts. Everything has to turn into a fight. I hate you forever. You got to draw lines. It's like you're this gang or that gang. And you still see it happening in politics.
Because see, Candace, you have trashed Black people. You have denigrated Black people. You have called us victims. You have danced before white conservatives. And you enjoyed your time on that stage, vilifying Black people, trashing Black people left and right. And now you actually want to come back and have conversations with Black people. And you want us to accept that. You want us to forget all of the things that you said.
Do y'all do this? Let's say the man make $55,000 a year. Over here, the women would try to push the man to increase his income threshold to increase the lifestyle, instead of saying, okay, we can just live here. Do y'all do that over there? Do y'all push them to?
The men do that, not the women. The women don't say, oh baby, let's do this, no. Typically they have the men work together. So if you have a man and you marry into a family, typically her father or her brother or her uncles, they have businesses, and you'll start working in the family business together. You'll network, and you may branch off, and then you have a network because you're working with them. This is how communities work together. You guys see how the Jewish always work together, how they always have each field in their group. That's the same way every other community does it. And I think Black people should be the same, where you have in your community, in your group, your main group, you have a doctor, an attorney, a chiropractor, a policeman, a judge. You need to have all of these things in your group. And if you're missing something, you need to get somebody to do that field, so you can always have something in your group. That's how you keep your race and your community strong.
Community. What we do is, yeah, that's what I think a community is. You have all of these specialties and these experts in these positions that help out that circle. I think what we do over here is we would like to have that. We label community. We took it back. We label community as, okay, you just look like me. That's community. When I think community should be, not only do you look like me, your family handles textile industry or whatever. My family handles technology. His family handles crops and stuff like that. That family handles engineering or some shit like that, or the political field, and we all come together and we exchange resources. That's the community. Yeah, we still have the color, but we also have an exchange of resources between each other. I think that's what's missing over here. I think we lost. I think there's micro communities over here, like small little pockets, that they identify and they work together. But as far as like, I think we just made it like, oh, we Black pair, we are community. Well, that's the Black community. But it's really there's no way to point to the account balance. Like, this is the Black community's account balance. I think what we're doing, we just look at all the average Black people and we say this, the average income, the average amount we retain by year, and that's the balance. Or
if you mess with one of us, you're gonna be in our group until you choose to get out. Like, if you're my friend, let's say McPherson and Shayna, you're my friend. You call me, Amira, my car is broke down. I don't know what to do. I send you, oh, okay, I know an Arab, body shop. Go to them. Oh, it's not going to work. Okay, I know my uncle, he has a dealership. You can go get a car there. After that, oh, my house is it. Well, my family, we have a construction business. We can help you there. And it's all
I wouldn't go outside of it to like the white man or to the. y'all wouldn't go get y'all hair from Chung, or y'all wouldn't go get y'all carved.
Of course, you can always extend it. We have white people who do it too. But if you're looking for us,
My bad. I didn't mean. Sorry, Ali. I mean, you know what? Let me just.
This nigga is
okay. I see
something
your
else.
comments too.
Yeah,
Lord.
he was wrong for that. So we go,
Well, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, I
He
apologize.
couldn't come out. He ain't have a name in mind. You
All this shit.
Marcus, I knew you were laughing because I see my face.
yeah. That's 2 weeks in a row, Darwin, man. What you doing, bro?
Hold on. So y'all gonna really do that to me? Yeah. All I've been through with this mother.
I feel like they holding him accountable.
Okay, can I add something? This conversation is very interesting for me to observe because everybody else on this panel is distinctly in their community. And as someone who's biracial and was raised biracial and intercultural, it's just so fascinating to see this tug of war of no, stay in the community, no, go out of the community, no, stay in the community. When it's, the conversation of is it okay for everybody to step back and forth between each other is not really entertained. So I don't know. That's why it's hard for me to entertain this conversation because it's so secular and that goes against my entire existence, right? So I don't know. That's why I've been kind of more.
What's your mix? What is
When you were talking about 90 Day Fiance, I love that show because I say my parents are like the 90 Day OGs, right? They've been married 40 years. My mom's from Korea and my dad's from the States. So it's like, everything that everyone is talking about mixing cultures and all this other stuff, it's like, that's the only thing I've ever known, right? So that's why I said in the comments, like, I don't I get it, Amir's culture in the Middle East, women are not allowed to make those decisions. But in my personal opinion, if they were allowed to make those decisions, that I think we would see more blending. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But again, you can't change the laws, but I would hope that that's what would happen for the future is more blending. But then I also know there's people on the panel that are totally against that, right? Like, we don't want our communities to mix. And so
people on this panel right here,
it appears that way, right? We don't ever really talk about it that much, right? So
blended. We are blended.
I don't know where you get that from because
the statistic that's always thrown out is
it's a fair statement. It's a fair statement.
The statistic that's specifically always thrown out is that the majority of Black men marry 95% of the Black men that marry Black women, right? And I'm the opposite demographic. Remember, I'm an Asian woman, and Asian women actually marry more outside of their race. We assimilate more marrying outside. So that's why I say my experience and my perspective hearing this conversation feels totally different than everyone else.
So what is your purpose? Would you marry a brother?
Well, my argument to that is because I've had people say,
"Damn,
listen. No, I'm gonna answer you. My argument when people say marry within your race, my exact reply is, show me the Korean and white community because I don't even know where they're at. I have no choice but to date and marry outside of my race, right?
No, it's actually in California. They got a large like the military, bro. But never mind.
Yeah. So, but it's like I'm in Chicago. Come on, So it's like I don't have a choice but to date outside of my race and to blend cultures. So it's like I'm a generation.
Is it safe to assume that because you in the Black manosphere, your appetite for the color? I mean, not the color.
What was your question?
Did y'all?
Am I shit the only one that's tweeting right now?
His question was, do you like Black men? The answer is yes.
I think mine should be the same thing.
I've only ever dated people of color. I've never dated white people.
And when we say people of color, because they got another layer, is it Black or brown?
Both, but I lean toward the Black community.
Okay. Kamsahamnida.
Yeah, chamaneo. Oh, you know that.
Swirler. She's a swerve.
I was stationed in Tongduchon. Not Tongduchon. Was it? Yeah, Tongduchon. Camp Casey.
My people are from Busan. We're not from Seoul. We're like the South Siders of Korea.
I know where that's at. I've been down to Daegu and all that, Camp Walker and Busan.
Sorry, I'm like I could probably explain it better in a different whatever.
No, I got you. That was actually funny as fuck.
Like I swear to you, when my mom comes to Chicago, she can't talk to these Seoul Koreans because she's like, huh? But anyway, sorry, that was just my perspective listening to everybody talk about diving in and out of marrying in and out of cultures. Like I feel like the future is eventually going to have to be blended where people are going to have to compromise. So the solution being, if there was a way for the women in Qatar to marry outside, then maybe people would be happier, the men and the women.
Would you still consider marrying your own race? Because you know they say once you go black.
Where are they at?
Well, I'm just saying.
You got to go by people that came off the military bases, the white.
And I'm not fresh off the boat either. So you got to get like I was raised in the United States. So it's
you
like
your nearest Taekwondo dojo.
That's why I say I'm lightweight Korean. Like I'm not heavyweight Korean over here. So it's just
Did you say go to a Taekwondo dojo? Get the fuck
I didn't want to say get a pedicure. I tried to keep.
That's Vietnamese, not Korean. But I don't know where they're at. Like I legit don't. So if you find it, let me know.